When I think about RJO hitting a 100-year anniversary, I think about it more in the sense of a collective, the industry, that we've been part of a big, broader industry that has grown over 100 years to service more than just small, niche agricultural communities, but to serve the world as a whole.
R.J. O'Brien and Associates is a company that started from humble beginnings. Launched in 1914 by an Irish immigrant who established his own cash butter and egg business by pushing the products on a cart. And from there, the company rose to become one of the top independent futures brokers in the world. From John V. McCarthy to Robert J. O'Brien Sr., this is a story of family, integrity, leadership, and spirit that has lasted a century.
It was just strictly Mr. McCarthy, his son, Bud, and a bookkeeper. That was the company. And both Bud and Mr. McCarthy were incredible traders.
We used to send out a weekly market letter, and it'd take us almost all night to get it out. Before Bob came, I started to go with him, and he used to come down on Friday nights and help me get the market letter out.
I was trying to court her. I was ready to do anything just, to get my leg in the door.
Dad, of course, probably wanted to help Bob and offered him working for the business.
Had me on the first 3 years just traveling all over the country, calling on farmers and hatcheries and egg producers. I guess felt comfortable that I knew what I was doing. He started playing gin rummy in the back, and he'd come out and make damn sure I'm doing what I should do and not lollygagging over the place. I learned so much. It was incredible, that the knowledge that he and the discipline that he instilled in me.
After bringing his son-in-law into the business 7 years earlier, John V. McCarthy decided it was time to retire and hand the company to Bob O'Brien Sr. From there, Bob set out not only to build the business, but challenge the status quo at the exchange his father-in-law helped found, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
Bob and I formed a tie to take over from the old guard completely.
We got the whole thing except one member from the old board of governors was all brand new guys, and they really felt that we've got to do a lot to change things.
It was the Wild West when both Bob and I inherited the place. It was the Wild West.
By 1967, Bob O'Brien was elected chairman of CME, and the Brokers Club paved the way for massive changes, streamlining the decision-making process at the exchange and cleaning up many practices that had harmed its reputation as a legitimate marketplace. That partnership transformed the exchange and fundamentally altered the future for CME, now the world's largest derivatives exchange.
He genuinely wanted us to remake this institution, to give it standing, to give it hope. He was terrific. I mean, the man was the soul of integrity. The soul of integrity.
Through his leadership positions, Bob advanced the role of women at the exchange. In 1966, he brought the first woman on the trading floor, Sandra Stevens, to help assist RJO and its customers. It was a move that wasn't easy.
I brought her down on the floor, and of course, the Daily News had pictures on the front page of the financial section.
The debate took 6 hours. They were willing to vote it in if the length of the dress that the women would have to wear was presentable. Everybody would turn to look at the skirt. And how dare we do this to a financial institution of such great integrity as was the Merc? We said, okay, we can win the votes here, but Leo, we got to give them some length of skirt under the knee. And I said, okay, give them 2 inches. I swear to God.
The Merc, with its new leadership, was now looking to launch new products and expand existing contracts. In 1968, Bob O'Brien put on his marketing hat to promote CME's live cattle futures with an appearance on The Tonight Show with its then host, Joey Bishop.
And we walked on, and the place went into uproar when they saw us appear. And I had a cowboy hat that I gave to Joey and said this was a birthday present for him. They told me when the producer goes like that, here 2 minutes or 3 minutes are up. And I saw him go like this, and I thought, I kept talking about the exchange and about the cattle contract. We went to the green room, as they call it. We didn't know whether, it would be cut because we went too long. But the first thing we noticed is Joey Bishop saying, I'm donating the steer, all the meat to this orphanage down the road. I thought, we made it.
As the futures industry evolved and advanced with new product lines, including its landmark introduction of financial contracts, Bob O'Brien Sr. brought his children along, making it not only a family-run business, but one that is built on trust, hard work, and dedication.
We thought it was really fun to go out on the floor after. There's paper thrown all over the place. And we would go down town on Saturday mornings and help get the market letter out.
Green paper for the Irish, and I remember we rolled it, and then we'd have to fold it, and then stuff it in an envelope, and then lick the stamps.
I remember the first day I walked in there and the commotion and the noise and the excitement and the color and the pageantry, and I was just awestruck. I think I was hooked at first sight.
I am so proud. I just can't believe how lucky I've been and how good the kids are and how their reputation, and they believe in the same principles I handed down, that if you lose your integrity, you've lost everything.
The hallmark of any great business is customer service. For Bob O'Brien Sr., it was an art form that was passed along to every employee. And as its reputation spread, so did RJO's business.
We've always said, if you have any problem, there's always an O'Brien you can call.
When the customer called you, you would be right there on the floor, and you'd be able to go into the pit. You would be their eyes and ears in the pit.
They count on us, and we've always been there for them. That's a legacy I'm very proud of.
Trust has been one of the words that I think you have to use when you use RJO in a sentence, because the customers trust what they're doing, that they're an FCM, they're doing the best job they possibly can. And I think what it has turned into from this 25 years that we've been with RJ O'Brien, it's turned into a culture.
You got to be very customer focused, and you got to be hands-on. And you just can't delegate certain decisions when things are tough to other people. You got to do it yourself. The O'Briens have had a history of doing that. They make certain that they are customer facing all the time.
If trust was the bedrock for RJO, then introducing brokers have been the foundation on which the company has been built.
I love the IBs, and my whole growth within the IB division has really been the highlight of my life. I had been in operations with the company, and one day I got a phone call from a prospective IB, and the receptionist had no O'Brien to give the phone call to, so I got the phone call. And this gentleman asked me two questions. He asked me if I liked working at RJO, and if so, why. And I really lit up. I talked for 45 minutes about how much I loved this company. And sure enough, he was very interested in talking further, and that was my first business trip then, was with Bob O'Brien Sr.
My dad had traveled the countryside by himself, and I thought, why don't we do that on steroids? Why don't we really get after that? Look them in the eyes and thank them for their business and ask them how we can do our jobs better. What are your needs?
IBs of competing firms would say to us, we know all you guys. We never have met anybody in our current FCN.
One of our biggest customers was in Frankfort, Kansas. We were talking to someone and did a little business with a guy in Paris, Illinois. Washington, Indiana is in Davis County, so we called that our Washington, D.C. office. So we like to pretend we were in the big cities, Frankfurt, Paris, Washington. One
of my favorite follow-up stories was Nancy O'Brien went to North Dakota.
Not even customers yet, the prospects, shall we say. They had a really bad snowstorm or something. So I sent them up some hand warmers.
Saying, just thinking of you, stay warm. It was the things like that, where you took the extra step.
If you have a relationship with your client, then that means that you're thinking about their welfare too, not just your own. And so if there's ever a problem, but you actually care about the other person involved, then there's not really a problem that you can't work out.
Any dispute, any errors, whatever it might be, we were able to go right to the top and get the problem solved immediately. They wanted to take care of customers, and the customers came first. They had the philosophy that if you don't have customers, you don't have a business, and that certainly is our understanding as well.
In such a good way, they have a genuine interest in learning about people and meeting people, and that has been a constant in our world here.
Most humble, kindest, gracious, smart. You could learn so much from them. Every time I met one of them, I learned more about my job. We would build a trust with our client that really separated us from our competitors. We would run through a brick wall for our clients, and I think they would for us too.
RJO has diversified its business over the past 25 years, geographically and through its customer base.
It's a very important piece of the equation of success at RJO to have a balanced business. And so we service the whole spectrum of clients in the future space, from a self-directed retail client through an introducing broker to Fortune 500 accounts that come through our institutional division. Certain corporates and brokers would say, well, RJO is an IB house or RJ O'Brien's a retail house. We're not thought of that way anymore.
I think Jerry was the catalyst, obviously. He's the one that saw that we should be moving and clearing all these exchanges around the world. London was our first global office in '92. We went in there with the same marketing culture and the same passion as energy that we ran through the Midwest, and we knocked on doors and took institutions, hedge funds, banks to lunch and dinners and talked to them and learned from them. We're advising, consulting, teaching them about American markets, and so doing they're teaching us. A fully integrated firm with clients all over the globe can only make us a stronger firm and help our clients.
RJO took another major step when it built its own electronic trading, brokerage, and risk management technology. That technology not only provided RJO with the tools the firm required and customers needed, but helped set the company apart in the increasingly fast and competitive landscape.
I actually think electronic trading is the single greatest event in the history of the futures industry.
What we did was we developed order routing. I believe we were the first or second firm to develop an order routing product that would deliver orders to the trading floor. And then we also worked in conjunction with the exchange where we delivered orders to the handhelds in the pits. And I really think that was a differentiator between RJ O'Brien as a family firm and so many other family clearing firms that just didn't make it.
We used to build the whole company that we'd answer the phone first, and we'd get the order into the pit first, and we get it out first, and if we had a broken leg, we'd still beat the competitors, and all of a sudden that was gone. If we bought research off the shelf, or if we outsourced IT off the shelf, it would be hard to get that separation.
Another company had a breakdown. They didn't know what to do about it within. They had to get somebody outside, and because we developed our own, it was very easy to change it and add on to it.
We had some of our key offices help us, first of all, brainstorm with what they needed. What would be really helpful for them in an electronic trading system?
They looked at it and analyzed what is the most important thing for the customer and their customer base.
I'll never forget one of our IBs, Bruce Euler in Kokomo, Indiana, said, why in the world didn't I get on this like a year ago? Because he said, I can be on the phone with my customer, putting in an order, continue to talk about the markets. Within a minute, I had another order from him, and then another order from him, and then I was giving him fills.
Every firm deals with adversity, and RJO has weathered more market events than any of its peers. For RJO executives, they've been challenged by everything from wars to market crashes to droughts and mad cow disease right before Christmas. Handling each one from 1914 until today has helped bolster the firm's stature among clients and in the industry.
We realized that there was potentially another economic issue, another bad economic cycle right around the corner. So we never got too excited in the good times. I guess it's really easy to make hard decisions in hard times, but very difficult to make hard decisions in good times because who cares about that? We're making such great money right now. We'll let that slide, or we'll let this slide. But we didn't do that.
RJ O'Brien is widely known that we have the largest market share of any FCM in the cattle industry. I remember first hearing about mad cow disease, having a Christmas refreshment with John O'Brien.
It's a half day of quiet markets traditionally, so it just blindsided us. All hands on deck on Christmas Eve, and you're at Christmas Eve dinner trying to eat turkey, and you're sick to your stomach and trying to, it's like, geez, you have to have the most talented, loyal employees that'll come in on Christmas Eve and say, John, I'll work Christmas Day if you want me to. Just the special spirit of RJO, all these wonderful employees, we'd all rally together. And that's 100 years of treating employees the right way and building these friendships with employees and vice versa.
I think it's a tribute, truly, to our IBs. They have a great client base, and we communicated. We were very good at communicating, actually, with any event, but the IBs that we deal with are people of such integrity, and they did their best to deal with their clients, and some of those clients were really, really hurt.
Nobody is more aware, has lived through more, or respects markets more, and the viciousness and the potential viciousness of these markets than a fourth-generation family company in the futures industry. I mean, we've lived through it for 4 generations.
RJO's passion for its customers comes from one place: its employees. They are every company's lifeblood, but at RJO, employees truly mean something more.
RJO O'Brien is a great place to work for a lot of reasons, but I think importantly, we care about our people. We care when they have a sick child or parent. Go home. Someone has a child that's got to play, go to the play, get to the parent-teacher conferences. We back our employees.
We had a great time. I mean, it was really fun. It was a very fun working environment.
The environment at RJO is one that allows individuals who have ideas to pursue those ideas. And I've always said that I like characters. It might be somebody who's a little bit irreverent, somebody that wouldn't fit in at a bank, but does great things at a firm that allows them a little leeway to get their job done. And we've had a lot of characters in the organization that have made major contributions to our success and are loved by our customers.
It's hard to think of anybody who works there who's just there because it's a job. You know, everybody has a connection.
I think that we maintain the culture because it is who we are. It is who John O'Brien is. It is who Jerry Corcoran is. It is who I am. The values and the culture of the company is just emanated really by how we operate. And when we've hired people, we've looked for people that have shared our values. I mean, that's really important.
The culture is like family. I don't think there's any question about that. If you're part of RJO O'Brien, they treat you like family.
And I've always heard Johnny and RJO talk about the care that they have for the employees, that they feel responsible for all these families. And I think people just feel that.
Providing customer service with passion, energy, integrity, and risk management. But one of the hidden secrets of us as a firm is we want to do that all with joy. This was a very, very stressful industry with emotional highs and lows, and we thought it was important to keep a positive mental attitude on a daily basis. We wanted our employees to like us as senior management and owners, and we liked them. We wanted our employees to like our other employees. We wanted our employees to love and like our clients. We wanted our clients to actually like our other clients because we always had, activities and brought them all together. We try to create this atmosphere of happiness and joy. It's really hard to compete against a firm when you have the class of employees that we had. So I kind of miss the day-to-day with all the employees, but they gave me a great gift of friendship.
RJO has managed its way through the best and worst the industry has brought. But for those inside and outside the firm, it's earned every one of its past 100 years. Today, RJ O'Brien & Associates is well positioned for whatever comes next.
We're just very proud that we've survived the ups and downs of the industry, the challenges of the industries, the change in regulation, the need to invest in technology. It's a really an important and defining moment to share with the colleagues and customers that are part of RJ O'Brien.
When you think about 100 years in a company and business that long, it's truly amazing. One of the things I try to stay focused on is not get nostalgic for the old days, but get excited about the days ahead. And when you look at a firm like RJ O'Brien has been around 100 years, the reason why they've been around that long is because they were never nostalgic for the old days and always look forward.
Blessed totally in awe, actually. It's a complicated thing, I think, when you have 4 generations of family and they're all still working together.
I just wish Daddy was here to celebrate it, and I know he'd be very proud of it.
Tremendous amount of pride by my grandfather, my father, well, my family, people that work for us. I mean, we started with, golly, when I started there were 4 or 5 people, and I think we have over 500 people now.
I think it's absolutely incredible. We're the only founding member that's still in existence, and we've been in this position for a long time. But it doesn't mean that you sit on your laurels.
Hopefully, Mr. McCarthy is up there looking down and saying, what a ride, and it's such a wonderful feeling.